Okay, so imagine with me for a second that you're a family, you got a couple of kids, you're planning this trip, you've been planning it for a year, you're going to go to the Grand Canyon. You live in the Northwest, somewhere near Seattle or something like that. You're going to drive across Washington, over into Idaho, you're going to drive down through Montana, you're going to stop at Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, you're going to stop a couple places in Utah, you're going to stop at a couple national parks, things like that. You're going to get to Arizona, you're going to get to the Grand Canyon, you're going to have an amazing time. You've got the Frommer's Guide, you've got the kids all set up in the back seat with movies and notebooks, and you taught them how to play the state's license plate game where they try to get as many different states as they can, and you've got it all figured out, right? It's going to be the most amazing trip ever. And the first 3 days, 2 days, 3 days heading over towards Mount Rushmore are amazing, right? They're awesome. The kids are happy. You stop and maybe even you're eating healthy food and you're feeling good and everything's going amazing, right? And then you have your amazing day at Mount Rushmore and you think, wow, this is the best trip ever. I'm so glad we're doing this. And then the next day you get in the car and the entire day the kids are just horrible. They're just like done with all their stuff. They're getting bored. It's the "are we there yet" stuff's going on, and you say that thing that a lot of parents say. You say, if you guys don't stop it, I'm going to turn this car around. And you don't mean that, right? I mean, you're not going to turn the car around when you've planned out this trip and you're 3 days into it and you're only, 10 hours from Arizona or something like that, are you? You're still going to go to the Grand Canyon, but you might say something like that, right? But you're not going to turn the car around. You're going to get through it. You're going to figure out a way to get through it. You're going to talk to the kids. You're going to maybe get them something else to do. You're going to do whatever it takes to get to Arizona because you planned this trip and you're not turning around. What about with your health and your fitness journey? What about with eating right? What about with anything in life that you've planned out and you've got this big old goal? Let's talk about maybe trying to lose weight or something like that. You get into a challenge like one of our 90-10 challenges. You start to lose weight. The first 2 weeks are amazing. You've lost 4 pounds. You lost 5 pounds. You lost 6 pounds, whatever it is. And then that third week, you get on the scale and you're like, all right, let's see what's going on here. And the scale says you're up a pound. This is kind of like those kids fighting in the back seat when everything's been cool for the whole trip so far, right? What are you going to do? Are you just going to stop? Or are you just going to be like, oh, well, the scale says I went up a pound, so forget it, never mind. No, you're not going to do that, right? You're going to keep going, just like the trip. Think about it in terms of something that you've planned out that there's no turning around on. You're going to keep going on it, okay? So don't, just because you have like a little hiccup or a little thing that doesn't go exactly like you want it to, that doesn't mean it's time to turn the car around.